Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm VelvettB, and thanks for joining me today on this fun rank session. So we are going to rank all of the expansion packs in The Sims 4, and I'll talk a bit about why I like them or why I don't like them, or whatever's going to come from my mouth. So for me, ranking packs comes down to primarily build by, because I love building. It's my favorite thing to do in The Sims, but also gameplay is very important. CAS is obviously important, and the world itself very important. But yeah, my main focus is build by, but I will add these things into it as well, and to how I rank them. So let's see how things happen and how we rank them. So first up, we are going to do Get to Work. So Get to Work is one of obviously the earliest expansion pack that we got with The Sims 4. As far as the build by goes, it's really good for community lots. I don't really, it's otherwise okay, but nothing memorable. The CAS, nothing memorable. Then we have the world for Get to Work, which is Magnolia Promenade. It's like for retail shops, so great for that. There's one residential lot, so as far as worlds goes, yeah, it's pretty average, especially for an expansion pack. So it's kind of like a non-event, really, but it is there. As for the gameplay, outstanding. I love the gameplay. My favorite thing about this pack is the gameplay. So for me, I love doing all the careers. Build by, I use stuff, but it's not amazing. CAS, probably use stuff, but not amazing. I think this is kind of good, but no, actually, let's do this okay. Get to Work is okay. Like, the gameplay is really good, but it's probably not enough to get this into the atmosphere of good for me. So it's okay. It's an okay pack. So next up, we're going to look at Get Together, which is kind of like your party pack, right? As far as the build by goes, I actually use this all the time. So I think it's pretty good as far as the build by goes. You know, it's like one of those sort of basic kind of clothing packs that doesn't really stand out in my mind. So it's kind of, you know, just in the okay kind of tier as far as like the CAS goes. The world is amazing. So with Get Together, we got Windenburg. So, you know, that's an amazing world. It's got heaps of lots. It's absolutely beautiful. It's fantastic for building in, got really good light. Love the world, love building in that world. And as far as the gameplay goes, the clubbing system is great. So that is the best thing about the gameplay that we got in Get Together. Love the clubs. Other than that, CAS, built by, pretty decent, but not like amazing. And yeah, the world is amazing. So you know what? I think I would rank Get Together as B tier good, because the world really lifts that up, and the fact that, you know, it does have some really useful items in it, and the club system is excellent, and I do use that all the time. So I think that's a good pack. So next up, we have City Living. So this is an interesting pack for me. City Living, I don't love apartments, and I don't like building apartments, mainly because of the wall height, and it's just like, it can be a tricky build with apartments. It's not my favorite thing to build, but you know, the world's quite decent, and when I do feel like playing apartments, I mean, that's the go-to world for that. And the festival thing, love that. Festival gameplay, great. Actually, I love going to the festivals. I think they're a lot of fun, and the ones we got with City Living were probably the best ones that we have in the game. The clothing, yeah, it's decent, so it's okay. The build by, decent, like I use it, and same with the CAS, I'll use it. So you know, it's all pretty decent, but it's not like my favorite world, but I like the world. Yeah, it's like, I think everything else is pretty decent. The gameplay itself, as I said, festivals I really like the careers and stuff are pretty cool. Yeah, so I think it's actually pretty good all around. So it's just a bit of a good all-rounder kind of pack, so I'm going to put that on good. Just teetering on great. I think there's just nothing there for me to push it too great. So now let's talk about cats and dogs. We finally got some nice pets in the game, and hey, it was marvelous until we realized they were quite annoying, but they are adorable. They're so cute, and like in small doses, they are fabulous to play with. My problem is that because there's all the strays around, I instantly want to adopt them all. So I play a sim, I end up very quickly with 7 cats in the house, and so many regrets. So yeah. But cats and dogs, I love the build by with this pack. This pack has fabulous traditional style Build Buy in it, and I use it all the time. It's fantastic. The CAS, I think, is pretty decent as well. Like, I use quite a bit of it. As I said, the pets are kind of annoying, but the gameplay, it's how you play the game. So if you're not adopting 7 cats, then it's probably a lot more manageable. And I did have fun with that. Like, it's fun getting to know the cats and doing like the training and bits and pieces. And I really like Brindleton Bay. It's a nice world. Like, the lighting's not super great, but other than that, it's a pretty good world to build in, and I like the world, and I like the fact there's lots of collectibles and stuff around, so it's good for actually playing in, and like doing a rags to riches challenge, you might, run around and find lots of things, which I really like. I love being able to interact in my world, so that I do really like about the game as well. So Cats and Dogs is actually, you know what, I would rank that as a great pack. I really like this as a pack. I think it's got a lot to offer. It's not perfect by any means, but I think this is a really great pack with some really cool things, and I love that we have, it gave us pets in the game, and if you manage that correctly, then it's probably going to be less annoying going to the vet and adding like the vets and everything like that. Yeah, really cool. So next we have seasons. So a lot of people love this pack. I'm probably in the minority with this pack in that I don't really rate it highly. I don't really get why it's rated highly, honestly. I mean, I think seasons are great. I think they're a good addition to the game. No complaints about the seasons. I think they're fun, and they do add to the game as far as gameplay goes. It makes it more interesting than every day being a perfect sunny day. So yes, I think seasons is one of those packs which I think is essential because it does create the atmosphere in the game. Clothing wise, I think it's just okay. Build Buy wise, I think it's just okay, and we didn't get a world. So it's just so gameplay, yes to the seasons. But other than like the seasons being there, there's not heaps for me in that pack that makes me go, wow, I love it. And I don't really get why people do. Like, yes, seasons are good, but other than that, So yeah, I think it's just an okay pack. I think people will probably argue with me on this one, but I just think it's okay. I don't really get it. Okay, then we have Get Famous. Get Famous, I like this pack. It's not like a perfect pack because the world sucks. Del Sol Valley is our worst EP world by a long stretch. Yeah, they should have done more with it, basically. There's not enough lots, and it's just not good enough, really. It's really, really not good enough for a world. In saying that, I love the career and the aspirations with Get Famous. I had a lot of fun with those. The clothing I like, the Build Buy I like. Like, it's not amazing, but I like them and I use them, which is important because if you can't use them in like your regular gameplay, then it's a pack that's kind of wasted. So I do use these all the time. Like, there's some really great windows in Get Famous, which I think are really underrated. And yeah, I actually really like the fame system, so I do like that. You know what? It's a pretty decent pack for me. I'm going to rate this as good, and people are going to be like, you rating Get Famous above seasons, and I'm like, yep, you heard me. I did. Okay, next we have Island Living. So interestingly enough, Island Living is kind of the opposite of Get Famous. So it's like they overcompensated with Island Living and did kind of like the things that were weak in Get Famous, and did really strongly in Island Living, and then did all the things that they did well in Get Famous really weakly in Island Living, if that makes sense. So like the world that we got in Island Living, the Solani, is amazing. I love that world. It's gorgeous. Best thing about this pack. The gameplay sucks. They should have done more with mermaids. I don't know why they didn't. Not a fan of the gameplay in this. It's just really meh. The Build Buy is great. Not all of it though. Like, some of it is very specific and hard to work with outside of Solani. But there is some really, really nice stuff in there that I really like and do use all the time. Things like the kitchen counters, fantastic. But it is, yeah, it's kind of one of those half and half kind of Build Buy packs where I use half, I'll use some of it, and other stuff I just won't touch unless I am in Solani. And the CAS is good for swimwear. Other than that, but meh. So the swimwear, it did add to that. So I really like that. So it's probably going to be the same ranking as Get Famous because it's the same sort of thing, but the opposite. So next up we have Discover University. So what do I think of this? I like going to university. That's fun. And I like the way that it affects your career. I think that's good as well and makes sense. And it does really add to your gameplay. The world I don't particularly like. It doesn't offer enough for me. I'm not really into the dorm play. Living in the dorms and going through all that. It's not really how I play the game. I think that'll be really good for people that are into playing stories and stuff like that. I think that makes more sense for them. for me, I'm not a storyline player, so yeah, it doesn't work so well for me. The build buy is decent. Like, there's some really good stuff in there that I use all the time. And then the cast is also decent. But yeah, the gameplay is good, but like the aspirations and stuff, I don't know if I love those. Was there an aspiration for that? I don't even remember. So I think this is kind of an okay pack. Like, there's stuff that I like, but for the rest, it's just kind of like, middle of the road, forgettable. Now we are on to Eco Lifestyles. I love this pack. I love it through and through. It's not perfect, but I do love it. I think the world is really solid, really good, and I love that you can change the world by your actions. I think that's a really cool message, and I think it's a really cool thing that we get to play with. I love all the solar panels and living off the land and that sort of thing. I don't like the naps, but I don't know if anyone really loves the naps. But I loved the gameplay. I love the aspiration. I really like the cast. I love the build buy. This pack is so good, and I would recommend it to everyone. It's just one of the best packs in the game, and it changes your world, but also it's just a lot of fun as well. So I just love it. Simple as that. Snowy Escape. Now, it's okay. It's okay. Like, the build buy is probably the best thing about it for me. Like, the world's pretty decent. Although I don't really like some of the lots and stuff. I find them difficult to build on. There's like, wires and bits and pieces around it, and it's just like, it's not for my style of building. Some of the lots. Like, some of the lots are really nice to build on, some of them aren't. So it's kind of, mixed bag there. The build buy I do really like. It's lovely wood tones and minimalist, and it's pretty. The gameplay, and the cast is okay. So, you know what? Snowy Escape, I would probably rate this as an okay pack. Teetering on good, because I think the build buy almost takes it up to good, and the world is pretty decent. But other than that, there's really not much to offer with that pack for me. Cottage Living. Again, like Eco Lifestyle, through and through, I love this pack. I love it. It has everything for me. So, simple living thing, perfect, love it. Love doing that. I like doing all the little things around the village. I love the world. I love the cast. I love the build buy. Like, the animals and stuff are fun. Doing all of that is just, gameplay, everything is so much fun. It's not perfect, and I don't think there's any pack in The Sims 4 that is perfect, but yes, I absolutely love it through and through. Highly recommend. One of the best packs in the game. On the other hand, then we have High School Years. So High School Years is problematic for me simply because I hate the gameplay. I really dislike the gameplay in this pack. Like, the whole teenage thing, zero appeal to me whatsoever. I've gone through it and it is just so boring. Oh, boring. But the cast and the build buy are amazing. I love them. I love them to pieces. I think they're fantastic. I could build with them all day, and I could make outfits with them all the time. I use the cast all of the time. As far as the world goes, it's pretty decent. I just don't like the lighting, but other than that, I do like the world. It's just the lighting is really bad, and I wish they'd fix that. But the gameplay just brings this pack down to okay, because it should have been way better. The build buy and the cast make the pack really worth it, but the gameplay, ugh. Growing Together. Now, much like Eco Lifestyle and Cottage Living, I love this pack. Love it. This changed my perspective on children in the game and playing with children in the game. And I love the milestones. I love the build buy. It's just contemporary and beautiful and matches different packs so beautifully and integrates so well with other packs. I just adore that. The world is gorgeous. The cast is so nice. This pack is just, it's money for me. I love it. I couldn't recommend it more. So perfect. Not just for the children, although that just makes it so much more fun to play with children in the game. It's an all-rounder pack, and I love it. Next up, we have Horse Ranch. The thing with Horse Ranch is that the horses were fun for a short amount of time, and then much like things like skiing and going and diving in the reefs, it gets a little bit after a while. So the horses didn't last as far as the fun factor goes for me, but they are cute and they are well done. And it was fun to get around and ride. And I think people that love horses are going to have a lot of fun with that pack ongoing. I love the build buy, and I love the world, and I love the cast. So this pack actually rates pretty highly for me. I'm just going to go with great for this one. There's nothing too bad about it. I did have like a few glitches to make it hard to play, and I did find one of the aspirations really long and tedious, but the second aspiration with the nectar was amazing. I love that. That was a lot of fun. So I think there's a lot of fun to be had, and like the build buy and the world and stuff really bring this up. So I think it's a great pack. It's probably between good and great for me. I'm gonna go because of the build buy being so good and the world being so good and the cast being good. I'm just gonna put this up in great. Next we have For Rent. This is pretty classically well known as being a really broken pack. Like, it's still broken to this day. It works-ish. For Rent, I love the world. The world is my favorite thing about it. Like, it's amazing. It's gorgeous. It's up there with Solani. Gorgeous world. The build buy is actually really quite decent. I like it. I like it a lot. And I do use it quite regularly. So I think the build buy there is up there. The cast was a bit for me. Yeah, as I said, the world, the gameplay, meh. So I'm going to rate this as a good pack, but it's certainly not great. It's just because of the world, and it's really, really beautiful. I think it does add to the game having the ability to rent out. I think it does change things a little bit and does give you more flexibility with building, which I think is cool. Gameplay wise, meh. Okay, and then moving on to our latest and last EP, which is Lovestruck. So that has recently come out. I don't love this pack all that much, but there is a big but with that. Like, I think the cast is okay, like pretty decent actually, but the makeup is outstanding. Love the makeup. I think they did, and the hair. So the makeup and the hair is amazing. The wallpapers, and there are some items in the build buy pack, in the build buy inventory that we got that were absolutely incredible. I love them to pieces. I've been using them to death, but it is a really incomplete build buy. There were things that we didn't get with it that we should have gotten, and there was things that we got with it that we shouldn't have gotten. It's really unbalanced, and honestly, from that point of view, quite disappointing. But the items that I like that we got, things like the wallpapers, the floors, some of the tables, some of the chairs, things like that, absolutely beautiful. I love the way that they coordinate with other packs. But overall, a disappointing build buy. Cass, again, just okay to teetering to good, but the makeup was excellent and the hair was excellent. Gameplay, meh for me. It's just because, I'm not a storyteller, so I don't get a great deal out of the gameplay other than bits and pieces here and there. Yeah, so I think this is basically just a good pack. It's not great. You can wait on it. So guys, that is my thoughts on the Sims 4 expansion packs. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments, because I feel like people are going to do that. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you had fun, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.